Yeah, they would have seen me. I need to have a carb coma now. And it was nice rain, like really nice rain. And it's safe to say I've just had one of those moments. Now, something you might not know is that before I was the pot noodle king, I was a different king. I was the canned food king. Blue skies and sunshine and a perfect afternoon for a spot of car camping. However, the only problem is I'm still at work and this is my lunch break on Friday. So by the time I eventually leave, I suspect it will be pitch black. Not that I was clock watching or anything. It's safe to say the blue skies and sunshine have all gone and we have a lovely black dark evening. So right, let's scoot off and I'll see you when I get there. So we're only 7 minutes away already. Good thing about this park up is that it is super local once again. Well, first things first, I need to get in the car and get everything set up. Well, that was close. Considering I didn't have any blackouts on, I'm not sure if those dog walkers could have seen me in the car or not. Hopefully not, and it doesn't matter if they can anyway. So where I've taken you tonight is actually where I wanted to go last Friday or last week. Basically, we're in a little village called Halling, which is right next to the River Medway. Now, once again, this should be an absolutely fantastic park up. We're basically at the end of a cul-de-sac, so there's no through traffic whatsoever. Now, these parking spaces, I think, are actually for a little meadow that's over there, and that's where we can go in the morning to have a little look. Now, as you'll know, I've started doing the whole comment thing on my videos now, but what I don't want to do is stupid comment questions. You know how you often see those videos where someone asks you to comment on something where basically your comment can make no impact on the outcome whatsoever. I mean, I would never do that, that's just pointless. But what I'm trying to decide now is whether or not I go out for a little walk or not. It is 6:30 and it is pitch black, but I don't know what I should do. Comment below, yes or no. While I'm waiting for the comment results to come in, I'm going to make myself a little cup of coffee first and then we'll tally up the results afterwards. So I fancied going old school today, so I brought the cooker with me because it has been a long time since I took it. I used to always cook on gas in the car, but what I tended to find was I ended up getting massive migraines, so I stopped. In terms of where I am, I can't get away with having the window wound down and the blackout off. That's a no-go. But I can wind the windows down a little bit more than usual, and I am keen to see whether or not I get another migraine. And don't worry, you might have noticed in the other shot, I do have my CO alarm with me. So right, let's check the results. Okay. Well, it's close. It's very close. But the answer is yes. So I suppose I best get my shoes on and go for a little wander. Of course, the immediate problem is I can hear a car idling out there. So I'm going to have to wait for a second at least before I go anywhere. Let's see if we can see where this car is. So that's not so bad. You can see they've got their driver lights on, so I should be able to get out. Well, I'm going to have to, because I can't wait for them. They might be having dinner or something. As you can see, there are loads of little residential spots here. There's another nice one there, and that looks completely flat as well. Let's get on with some food. Now it's time for the secret ingredient. It was my comments on my last video that made me think of buying this. Chicken soup. There was a couple of you that commented about chicken soups. I think this will make a rather fantastic gravy. But it must be said, this is undoubtedly a rather monster, mammoth and yummy, humongous pot of food. The CO alarm's not gone off either. And there you go, one massive bowl of food. But right, I'm going to turn this off, munch, and see you afterwards. And that's it, we are all packed up and put away. But before I have a lie down and have what I call it all carb coma, one thing I wanted to talk about was the poll that I did quite recently, and thank you for everyone who responded. If you hadn't seen it, what the poll was basically asking whether or not you wanted me to do more what I call YouTubey car camps, so supermarkets, petrol stations, graveyards, stuff like that. So that genuinely wasn't a question in so much that I want to do it, I just wanted you to tell me to do it. It was genuinely to find out what you thought and if that was something that you wanted me to do. Now I'm quite pleased to say that the resounding response was that of no. So yes, I think about 20% of people said yes to do those type of car camps, but actually I think about 70% basically said what I currently do. So places like this where there's not really that much here. So I've got a riverfront, I've got residential, but actually it's about me having a chilled evening really and just relaxing, and then me taking you with me for that journey. Now that's something that you said, Mark, in the comments, basically is something that I really like, in that on my channel I do a lot of tutorials. But what Mark's suggestion was, if I did one of those kind of car camps every now and again, just to show how it's done. And I quite like that idea because there is a slightly different logic with, say, a supermarket stealth camp and what you have to do and blah blah blah. So every now and again, randomly, you'll see a supermarket or something like that. But right, I need to have a carb coma now. Well, every now and again I have one of those what I call this is why I car camp moments, and it's safe to say I've just had one of those moments. I had the lights off, I had the blackout off, I had the window wound all the way down, and I was just laying on the bed chilling out whilst the lovely cool air came in. And you know what, I've just been sitting there for about 45 minutes. It's 11:30 now, but it was so nice and chill because it is so quiet here, and the only noise I could hear was just the faint pitter patter of rain on the roof. But it was so nice and calm, and it was so peaceful. And you know what, I was so chilled I didn't even have my standard cup of car camping decaf coffee. Can you believe it? Well, I think the time has come for me to turn the lights off and hit the sack. I have reached that time where my eyes are feeling quite heavy and I'm ready to snooze now. So I will see you in the morning. It's the morning. So, the park up. Well, the park up was as super quiet as I thought it would be. I mean, I'm at the end of a road, I'm next to a river. Not a lot of houses down here. There was never going to be a lot of noise, so it was super quiet. The only noise I heard all night was rain on the roof, and it was nice rain, like really nice rain. So that was really cool, and I did sleep really well, to be fair. I actually slept, I think, better here than I do at home. I mean, I only woke up once at 4:30. But I'm going to quickly drink this coffee and then we need to go for a very quick walk because I need to leave here in about 30 minutes. So I've enjoyed my snooze time and my resting in bed. Now I need to get caffeined up and out. But before I do that, I need to turn the lights off and take the back down and show you my rather funky view. I tried to do it a minute ago. I pulled the back flap down. I hadn't turned the lights off, and as soon as I did it, two walkers walked past. So yeah, they would have seen me because my lights were on. But the biggest thing for last night, of course, though, has to be the fact that I cooked on gas in the car, the alarm didn't go off, but most importantly, I didn't have a migraine. Right, so if I want to do this quick shot out the window and go for a quick walk, within 15 minutes, I better hurry up and get the car packed up and ready to go now. Safe to say the rain and the condensation doesn't do this view any justice whatsoever. But what you've got just beyond that railing is the River Medway. But let's get outside and I'll show you what it's like in the daylight. You see what I mean though, this is such a cool park up. So I am just over there somewhere. There's residential that goes around the corner, and then you just have this lovely river prom. It doesn't really seem to go anywhere. The meadow is over that way, so we'll have a little look over there in a minute. We've still got about 10 minutes to explore, so we'll carry on looking. Now I don't want to sound like a big wuss because it's only puddles and mud, but I really don't have the best attire for that type of walk. These are my old road running shoes that have no grip and I'm prone to fall over like that in mud. Just wanted to say as well, thank you to everyone who joined my live the other day. It was a slightly weird live, granted, because I was in my garage rather than a car camp, but there is part of me that had been wanting to do that. And again, it was you, Mark, who gave me the impetus to finally do it. And I think it worked quite well. As I always say, I absolutely love the interactions, be it in comments, be it on lives. I think it's great. So yes, there will be more not car camping lives in the future. Well, I'm getting sucked in to the trail now, but I can't because I need to get back to my mum and dad's. So even though I'm absolutely loving this and exploring all the corners and the twists and the turns, the sensible Matt has to turn around like I've just done and head back to the car. So I hope you've enjoyed my rather chilled and relaxed car camp this week. It was just a nice, easy overnight one next to the river on a rainy evening. So until next time, take care. So I was literally just about to leave and all of a sudden I can feel a little migraine starting to pop up in the back of my left eye. Now, I've literally not had a migraine in my car since I stopped cooking in the back. So the fact I literally do have one. So the fact that I've got one now, well, that is 100% due to cooking in the car for me. So unfortunately, as much as I'd like it, I think I'm going to have to go back to what I've been saying for ages, and that is I will only cook in the car if I'm somewhere where I can literally have all the windows wound down, the blackouts off, and maybe even doors open. So pot noodle king it shall be.